to screw it up this time.
What? Well, now we've... So good. I love when you snort. There's a couple of them in the pod throughout. I'm like, oh, I like those.
You know who has a really good snorty laugh? Amanda.
Oh, does she?
Oh my goodness. It is like a little piglet has been like let loose in your house. It's so cute.
Oh, I love that.
Pretty funny.
She's adorable.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we?
Yep. Hi, babe.
Hi, babe.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Jessica.
And welcome to A Court of Books and Babes,
a podcast where two best friends review, react to, and rate our, and soon to be your, favorite fantasy books.
Let's get going.
What are you reading these days?
Oh my gosh. I just finished The Wolf King.
Oh, you've been giving me
on The Night Prince. I'm like almost halfway done it. I've had the books for maybe a week total. And like, I love it.
Every other
I'm
day,
obsessed.
Jamie's been texting me being like, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, all right, adding it to the TBR.
Although I thought it was a duology.
Right.
And now
it's a trilogy.
Yes. And of course, the third book has not been released. Shocker.
Rage.
Yes. So I was like, oh, perfect. It's a series that I can get through and it'll have like an ending.
Easy.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Anathema. I thought Eldrick was the last book of that one too.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a trilogy as well.
Is that the next one that you're reading after this Wolf King, whatever?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear your take on that one.
Stack on my nightstand.
Your nightstand, getting ready to go. I feel like that's the one that you and I so far have maybe been the most disparate on is Anathema because you loved it.
Oh,
and I was like, I really didn't love the FMC.
I liked her a lot. Mavis?
Yeah.
It's very gothic.
I like the gothic. Like, okay, we have this tradition I have created a tradition in our home where every Halloween, when my family wakes up, I have the entire, what is it called? Anthology of Edgar Allan Poe. And I read the entire poem, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, to my tolerant family. Every Halloween.
Yeah,
that's how I start. And then because at the end of every stanza, it says like, quoth the raven, nevermore. So then it gets to a part where I'm like, quoth the raven. And then I wait expectantly and stare at my children and my husband. And they're all like, nevermore. That's the spirit, everybody.
Okay, Wednesday Addams. You're almost done. Blood and Ash.
I am on, what am I? Is it book 4, book 5? Which one am I reading?
You were
War of Two Queens.
4. Oh.
Is Two Queens?
Gads, then you're only on 4 still.
How many are there?
5
in a few years.
5. There's 5? Okay, so I still have one book left to go.
Oh my God. Yes, you do.
But I am, I think, like a few pages away from the much awaited threesome.
Hey babes, Friendly Neighborhood Podcast Avatar here. If you haven't read the series Blood and Ash, please skip ahead. Consider yourself officially warned.
Yeah.
Tell me everything.
I mean, not that you haven't read it all already. Jamie's like, I'll just sit back. Let's have a play-by-play.
Are they in like by the lake and they're having the party?
They have just decided they're going to do the joining. We have to throw a major spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We'll throw it at like earlier. I'll put like a thing. But yeah, spoiler alert. They've talked about doing the joining and they've all agreed that they're going to do it.
I mean, Kieran is like
Kieran over Cass or Cass over Kieran?
I don't know. Kieran's kind of like a dirty bird.
Do you think so?
So is Castile.
Yeah.
And his like piercing blue eyes, Kieran, and just like.
So Kieran?
He's like, I don't know. He's always just like, yeah, that's life. That's like just an expression of your body with someone else. I'm like, oh.
I know exactly who you're thinking of. Okay. I also have made no progress on 1984. Like not
about
a sentence. Allie, have you read any more?
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm still in the fucking.
How long is that section going to be?
It's so
long. I literally forced myself 2 nights ago. I was like, okay, you're gonna read 5 pages, and then I think I read 2.5, and I was like, I can't.
Okay, but can you just then read Wings and Ruin? Like, force yourself to read that.
I read some. Okay.
Update.
Yes, they're in the House of Wind, and she just saw Elaine and Nesta, and Elaine's all sad and
Shocker.
depressed, and then Nesta's like spicy, and her and Cassian are having a flirtation.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Be cool.
I did think that the like sex scene between her and RHYSAND when they met was like not as spicy as I was thinking it was going to be, because I haven't seen each other for so long, and I was just kind of like,
Oh, yeah,
takes
when
it
she
back.
comes back.
and then they have sex. And then
I would agree
Right.
that the like spice between Feyre and Rhys after book
it's like, calm
2,
down with
Yeah.
that.
they're quite like
Wait till book 5.
right. I would say they're like quite vanilla actually as like
Okay.
a pair.
Yeah, I
Grab
would
the
agree.
headboard.
Yes, sir.
Anyway.
On that note,
It's a little warm in here.
it is time to talk lore, lust, and loose morals as we unpack adventures, escape to new worlds, and of course, swoon over our best book boyfriends.
Before we begin, babes, a word of warning straight from the cauldron. Today's episode covers chapters 36 to 41 of A Court of Thorns and Roses and includes spoilers from the entire ACOTAR universe.
Doing so good.
I was doing so good.
You were on such a roll.
Basically, if Sarah J. Maas wrote it, we're going to cover it. You've been warned.
This podcast has all of our favorite R words: romance, racy, risque, and of course,
RHYSAND.
as such, it is rated R. Please listen accordingly.
We'll kick off every episode with Babes Between the Lines
Where we read what's written, obsess over what isn't.
and dig past the dialogue so you don't miss the magic, motives, or mistakes.
All right, chapter 36. We're getting right into it, folks. Feyre is dragged to what appears to be a massive arena filled with bloodthirsty fairies and high fae. To me, when I was reading this scene, it very much felt like a Hunger Games like viewing party. Like everyone's drinking, they're cheering, they're like, yeah, sicker. Like I was like, oh, I feel
Welcome
like-
to the Thunderdome.
exactly. Feyre is escorted to a raised platform where Amarantha and Tamlin wait.
Tamlin waits.
Shocker. That'd be a good Tamlin waits would be like a good
That's his t-shirt.
yeah, his t-shirt.
Damn it,
absolutely.
Feyre.
And it's just him sitting in a chair. Beneath it is a massive, muddy labyrinth. Reader beware. The author intentionally uses the term labyrinth here and not maze, as a maze, like a labyrinth, is a twisting mass of false starts and dead ends, but lacks one key differentiator from its sinister cousin, monsters.
Is that true?
I mean, I feel like I've heard you can go into a maze and get lost, but I hear labyrinth and I'm like, ooh, there be badness in there.
Quicksilver also has a...
Labyrinth.
Is it a labyrinth? Or is it a maze? I don't remember.
I don't know, but I'm hanging my hat on this one. Moving along.
Okay.
As Feyre stands in the freezing mud, she takes in the 6 other high fae she sees surrounding them, and it's clear from the power that even she can feel radiating from them that they are the other remaining high lords of Prythian. I really wish on an initial read that we got a bit of a description of
Yes, I
them.
was just thinking that.
Yeah, like it's just like, there they are. Anyways.
Yeah,
And I'm
move
like,
on.
Not until they all meet, right?
yeah, there's like,
That we get descriptions and they're all like just glorious.
oh my God, yes. And I like love the world building. Wait, are you
Yeah.
at that part? Has that part happened?
Never mind.
Never mind, nothing
Moving on.
happens.
I've met the Summer Court, and then I've met
Helium?
Court, but I've only met Eris. I haven't met the Dow.
Baron.
Yeah.
You met Eris or Baron or both?
Eris.
Eris.
But Helion, who do you think fan cast? I've seen so many people say Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy.
Who is he?
He is Jackson Avery.
All I see is piercing blue eyes. Yeah, you want to talk about piercing blue eyes? Yeah. Right, you're not a Grey's fan.
No.
You do have is Amarantha inviting Feyre to look at her trowel closer. And as she peers at the muddy trench system below, she suddenly feels herself falling and then yanked up as the ACOTAR dangles her above the labyrinth, flying her down into the twisting pathways. Feyre looks up and sees Amarantha smiling down at her. Quote, "RHYSAND tells me you're a hunter." Her fingers flick towards the labyrinth. "Hunt this." God, I love her as a villain.
I know, she's so good.
I'm obsessed. Like the rest of the
I
villains
agree.
we get for the series, no, they don't hold a candle to Amarantha.
I like the Weaver.
I like the Weaver, but then it's like, bye.
And those things in the lake are freaking terrifying.
Oh, they are scary. Yeah, the things in the lake are. Yes, agreed. But like as like a big bad,
Yeah,
Amarantha's the queen.
Can we just say that, like, I love a woman villain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Far more terrifying. Ask my husband. Feyre sees the fairies in high face start placing bets like she's a prized racing horse. Amarantha casually says, "Release it." And Feyre hears a low grumbling and slithering sound. It appears, a giant worm with a mouth laden with rings of flesh-rending teeth. Feyre runs.
Wait, do her bowels go watery here?
They must
That's why
be.
not.
Right, yes. Every other chapter, they're like... blah, 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 blah. As she veers through the maze of stinking mud, definitely not mud. I'm just saying, this is the lair of a giant worm.
It's a worm poop.
It's worm poop. The worm trailing her, she tries to think of a plan. She can't outrun it. She has no weapons. Could she find somewhere to hide? Suddenly, she sees a small crack in the mud, poop, and after getting momentarily stuck, she manages to wriggle her way through. Overhead, she hears the worm pass above her and is momentarily confused. Why isn't he coming for her? He should have seen her. And that's when it dawns on her. The worm can't see. So stunned by this revelation is our Feyre that as she continues to race through the tunnels, her mind whirling with this news, she misses the giant pit that suddenly opens before her and falls straight to the icy, muddy bottom. After a quick scan of her environment, she realizes she's trapped in this muddy hole. But as her hand connects with various hard, white objects, Feyre realizes this is not just a pit. It's a feeding ground littered with hundreds and hundreds of bones. Feyre hears a voice pierce through her panicked brain, Amarantha telling her to come out, that she's ruining everyone's fun. Hell fucking no, thinks Feyre. She can hear the fairies above teasing her, taunting her, one calling down, "Need a stepping stool?" And Feyre has an idea. She grabs 2 long, heavy bones and jams them into the wall of frozen mud. She adds another a little higher this time, and then, grabbing a bone, begins to climb her ladder.
Our girl.
This is so good. When I was reading this, I was like, yeah. Like, Feyre is not a heroine that I, for the entire arc, was super, like, rah about. I am more of a Nesta stan. I love Feyre, but in this moment, I was like, yeah. Like, making a ladder out of bones in worm poop. That's pretty good. Feyre can hear the fairies start murmuring with excitement and realizes the worm is starting to near. Another idea grips her, and she takes another one of the large bones and snaps it in half, leaving jagged ends on either side. She plunges them into the middle of the entrance of the pit, then repeats the action again and again. Quote, "If Amarantha wanted me to hunt, I would hunt." I'm cheering. I'm screaming. I'm possibly throwing up from excitement and anxiety. She climbs the ladder, finally out of the pit, and begins to cover herself in the stinking mud, much to the dismay of the watching fairies. Also, like, they have that great sense of smell. Like, ooh, it'll be
like,
that'll be rough.
You have a nose plug.
Right. She reckons that if the worm can't see, it likely hunts by smell, so she wants to disguise her scent as best she can. She hears a fairy ask, "What's it doing?" And then she hears a much softer, sensual voice reply, "She's building a trap." RHYSAND is watching from above, and as she gives him a vulgar gesture, she sees his eyes twinkling. Okay, this is like a running joke in the fandom about the vulgar gestures and obviously also the watery bowels aforementioned. When you read vulgar gesture, what did you imagine her doing?
Oh, she's giving him the finger.
The
for
finger. Sure. Okay. Why doesn't she just say, gives him the finger? Like a vulgar gesture. Because now I'm like, is it an array of gestures? Is it like a one of these and a one of these? Like, What's happening?
It's Ross. from
Yeah.
Friends.
Yes. Like I was like, it's an interesting choice that it's just leaves it to your imagination.
SJM though doesn't swear either, and so when I read Fourth Wing after this, I thought I found the swearing jarring,
Off-putting, yeah.
and
at
so
first.
I kind of liked that she didn't like say, just
Right.
like, and when like you're right, when you say vulgar gesture, you're thinking like
Yeah.
giving someone the finger,
Mm.
and I kind of like, yeah, I like that it's not so like crass.
I agree. And when there is swearing, it's very like, whoa, like it's few and far between.
I feel like it's mostly Nesta.
I'm
Cassian.
sure it's Nesta and Cassian. I'm sure it is. She takes her remaining bone shards and stabs them into the corners of the maze walls before taking one of the shards and drawing it across her hand, releasing a small stream of blood. Suddenly, she realizes the fairies have gone eerily quiet. She looks around the corner and doesn't see the worm. Suddenly, she hears a voice, Lucian's voice, belting out, "To your left!" Feyre runs, and the wall just inches from her explodes as the worm breaks through the frozen mud. The chase is on. Feyre uses the bones embedded in the corners of walls to swing her around the walls, buying her valuable milliseconds as she races ahead. Then the mouth of the pit opens before her, and she leaps, hitting the small patch of clear mud she had left. As she rolls, she feels something pierce her arm, but she ignores the fiery pain, racing to the shadows. Seconds later, the worm dives into the pit and turns right into the shards of jagged, knife-like bones. Gasps and cheering fill the air. The worm doesn't move, and Feyre's mind slowly processes that she did it. She has won the first trial.
Take that, Amarantha.
Numbly, she stumbles back through the labyrinth, still dragging a bone sword, until she finds her way back to Amarantha's platform. I have to pause and say, on our way over here, Allie my sister, was teasing me. I was a voracious reader as a child, still am a voracious reader, and one of the hallmarks of being a voracious child reader is you will read words that you don't typically use in everyday language, and then you will not know how to say them properly. So like I said gesture for like an inappropriately long time until someone corrected me, and and as we realized today, there's another one. I said exercise, which I feel like if you just say exercise, people don't catch it. But as my sister just lovingly had to point out, it's exercise. Anyways, I'm saying that because as I was talking about her bone sword, to this day, when I read sword, I have to pause in my brain and go, don't say sword. It should be sword. I will die on that hill. Anyways. Staring at our thin-lipped villain, Feyre hurls the bone at Amarantha, and it stabs into the mud at her feet. As Amarantha smirks at Feyre with a bravado that doesn't quite reach her eyes, she tells Feyre that most of her court lost money betting on the worm this evening. All but one thought she would die.
I wonder who.
The ACOTAR flies Feyre up through the maze, dropping her to the ground. Amarantha dismisses Feyre, then calls with quiet fury for RHYSAND. As Feyre is escorted from the hall, she finally takes a look at her arm. Bloody, ripped tendons and a shattered bone show through.
Like, how has she not noticed this before? She's like, her bones sticking out like tendons or just
like
she's
popped
like,
all
oh
over.
no, this.
Oh, that's bad.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean, adrenaline I get, but like that seems fair. Like she's close to losing the limb.
Yeah, absolutely. She walks back to her cell, the pain building with every step. Chapter 37. The next few days, Feyre spends alone in her cell with nothing to keep her company but the agonizing pain in her shattered arm and the ever-growing fear that the wound has become infected and that she might fall victim not to Amarantha's trials, but to her own failing mortal body. In her pain and fever-induced delirium, she wonders if her eyes are betraying her as she notices one evening the shadows around the door of her cell seeming to ripple. But soon the rippling begins to take form, and the High Lord of the Night Court appears in her cell. Quote, "What a sorry state for Tamlin's champion." Rhysand brushes his fingers across her forehead and wonders aloud what Tamlin would do or say if he knew that Feyre was locked down here, burning up with fever.
Nothing. He would do nothing.
As we said, Tamlin sits.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he would do.
He adds on that it's not like Tamlin could come or do anything, even if he did know. I feel like in this moment, Rhysand is trying to throw her a bone of hope. While he's just starting to process his own complex feelings for her, he knows that Feyre loves Tamlin and that he is now trying to prioritize her well-being by letting her know, essentially, to not be heartbroken that Tamlin hasn't come for her, that he would if he could, but he simply can't. It's a small line, but I feel like he's being the bigger man here. I agree with you.
I just still don't think even if he could, he would.
Well, and that's like, if he wanted to, he would, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah. If he wanted to, he would, lady. Rhysand tells Feyre that he's come to offer her help, that he made a lot of money off of her first trial, and he feels like he owes her in return. Feyre essentially tells him to fuck off, and it's at this moment that he quietly says, "Show me your arm." Whenever an author in romantasy uses words like this with a MMC, too quiet, preternaturally still, it sets off alarm bells in my head about intense emotions being thinly veiled and, given the genre, typically romantic ones. Mm-hmm. I think on a first read, this was probably one of the moments that I really started to wonder if Rhysand was going to be more than just a charming villain. Like, it's that whole, like, touch her and die, what happened to you? Like, all those tropes. But, like, yeah, when he says quietly, "Show me your arm," you can feel that, like, tension. "Yes, sir. Can I have some more?"
Like, the foot, everything. Do you want to see other parts? Puts the right arm in.
Exactly. Rhysand grabs Feyre's arm and examines it, calling it wonderfully gruesome. He plays the villain really well here. He smiles down at her shattered appendage and asks Feyre if she would like him to heal it. And Feyre asks, at what cost? Our girl is learning. Finally. Rhysand tells her that in exchange for healing her arm, he wants her. Cue toe curling. He wants 2 weeks every month of his choosing where Feyre must come to the night court and spend the time with him.
Oh, no.
Feyre says no, thinking that she's already broken too many of Alice's rules. Like, you're not wrong.
I mean, shouldn't she just double down,
right?
Pull a Tamlin and be like, well, I'm already here.
I know. Alice has officially joined the Damn It Feyre Lucian Club.
Yes.
Rhysand is somewhat surprised, asking if she's waiting for one of her friends to come heal her. Lucian? Is she willing to wait for that chance? Rhysand tells her what she already fears, that she's dying. And while this knowledge is sobering, Feyre still refuses Rhysand. And our Night King is not one to be rebuffed. He grabs the bone sticking out of her arm and twists.
Oh my God.
And indescribable pain shatters through Feyre. We know Rhysand is desperate here, desperate to force Feyre's hand so that he can then heal her. But do we think that he went too far?
Physical abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's an L for Rhysand.
I 100% agree. Like, even on a reread, knowing the context, knowing the history, like knowing like, chapter 54, I'm like, really? We couldn't, like...
In no world is that okay.
No, he can, like, control her mind, and he doesn't decide to just be like, I'm just gonna heal you, and then I'll, like, wipe your memory or something. No, he grabs her shard of an arm and is like,
yeah, no, it's ick.
It's rough. I agree. Feyre also agrees and spits at Rhysand, and he stands up and begins to walk toward her cell door, telling her that this is the last time that he will offer her help.
We'll see.
Liar. As he begins to ripple into darkness and nothingness, Feyre's mind grapples furiously with her situation. She loves Lucian and trusts him and has no doubt that he would save her if he knew how bad off she was. But does he know? He has never seemed to fully grasp her limitations as a mortal. Sending her to trap the surreal with some raw chicken and a dagger is maybe a good example. Just before Rhysand disappears completely, Feyre calls out, wait. Ooh, and the fates all clap their hands. Rhys's shadows disappear and he grins. Before she agrees, Feyre has 2 questions. Why? And what are the specifics of the terms?
Hallelujah.
Right? Finally. She's like, okay, let's get details here.
Can be taught.
Can I look at the paperwork? Rhysand adjusts his, quote, obsidian collar. Side note, SJM must have had a thesaurus open while she was writing all of these books, because the number of different terms that she uses to describe dark is hilarious. Like midnight, ebony, obsidian. Like, she must have just been so sick of writing darkness, the dark, the like
shadows.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Rhysand refuses to answer either question, saying that wouldn't be much fun. The pivots continue. Feyre thinks it over, describing how she knows Tamlin would have done the same for her, as would Nesta. Interestingly, she does not make the same claim about Elaine.
Is that interesting?
Okay.
Elaine.
Okay, so we all know Jamie's got a hate on for Elaine.
That's unfair.
And I've been thinking about it and rereading this book. Is there a chance that Elaine could have a villain arc?
I mean, at least it would give her some, like, she would be a bit more dynamic.
It absolutely would make her incredibly dynamic. And when I think about it, I'm like, she's a seer. That is a really rare and powerful power to have. And then this whole where she's been a bit useless this whole time, and the darkness of her soul when she's, you know, in Wings and Ruin, and she's like withering away and won't talk to anyone. Like, I feel like she might have been being set up for a villain arc. Like, her backstory now, she was this happy-go-lucky girl and loved flowers and gardens, and then her fiance is ripped away from her and she's thrown in the cauldron.
Oh my God, she's Amarantha number 2.
Oh my God.
I was scorned.
Like, I actually, as I was reading this, and they're like, she talks about how like Nesta would have done the same. She doesn't say Elaine. I was like, could Elaine be a villain?
Would she join with the queen?
I don't know, but I would love this.
I could see it for her.
Right?
It might make me like her.
Finally, Jamie's like, all right, Elaine, we might have a chance.
Yeah. And if she bonds with Tamlin.
Right? Yes. I'll never read the books. Scratch that. It's just what she deserves. Seriously though, like, Elaine is a villain?
I mean, she's just so pathetic.
I
I find
know.
it really hard to like see her as a villain.
Powerful
but, like,
and
her
evil
power would lends itself to
right?
like villainy.
And
if
this
that's the word.
backstory that she has struggled so much, like, it would be like,
Has she struggled?
she's like in Wings and Ruin, she's like
Yeah, I know.
comatose, right? And she's also like a bit mad. Like,
Oh,
they
yeah,
talk
we can't
about
actually talk about all of Wings and Ruin because I was gonna say there's one part and then I was like, scratch that.
Working on it.
Allie's like, you look
Getting there.
you look like a puppy who piddled on the floor. I'm gonna roll this
Bad
up.
Allie.
Bad. Feyre, much to Rhysand's amusement, begins to bargain. Like, the confidence Feyre has, like, first off, walking into Amarantha's lair and just being like, hey, what's up?
I
Like,
have this knife.
I'm here for my guy. And everyone's like, okay. Like, they don't even disarm her. And now she's like, I'm going to bargain with the most powerful person in the freaking universe. Like, Rhysand, however, says, okay. Feyre says 5 days. Rhys counters with 10. Feyre says a week. And Rhys agrees. And Feyre feels magic stir between the two of them. Suddenly, Rhys grabs her arm and Feyre blacks out as pain erupts throughout her body. When she comes to, Rhys is still there. Her fever is gone. Her arm is healed. But there is one new addition to this little gathering. An inky black swirling pattern from her fingertips to her shoulder, and a sly tattooed eye is now on her hand. Feyre is appalled as Rhys tells her that it is customary in his court for bargains to be permanently inked on the skin. She demands that he take it back, and he queries if she's worried what Tamlin will think when he sees it. And then he is gone. Before we get into the next chapter, I want to note that this feels like Rhys trying to get Feyre to think a little bit more critically about her relationship with the High Lord of the Spring Court. Because the fact is that she is worried what Tamlin will think, while she should be focused on fighting for her life, trying to survive, and, you know, oh yeah, like trying to save Tamlin's life and all of Prithian. Instead, She is worrying if her boyfriend is going to be jealous that she was hanging
Priorities.
out literally with another guy and made a deal in order to, like, again, not to put too fine of a point on it, save the entire continent. Rhys asks this question, and it's his way of trying to get Feyre to stop and look at her relationship and ask herself, does this really seem like love?
Agreed.
Chapter 38. This chapter sees Feyre engaging in some, quote, light housework.
The floors that are never clean. I love this part.
Where she's like, I can defeat a giant worm, but these floors will be my undoing.
I feel that.
Right. Jamie on her. I'm just like Feyre. She has been asked to scrub a hall until it's shining, but has been given a bucket of dirty water with which to complete the task. An impossible task. And if she fails, she's to be turned on a spit over the fire. Feyre's mind itself turns frantically while she imagines her flesh burning from her bones, scrubbing frantically, when suddenly a red-headed woman enters the hall. Her red hair and russet eyes give her away. Lucian's mother. Feyre bows slightly to the lady of the autumn court. She points to Feyre's bucket, saying, quote, forgiving your name in place of my son's life, and then disappears as quickly as she came, saying only, quote, my debt is paid. When Feyre looks at the bucket now, she sees the water is clean. Not to split hairs here, but giving Feyre a bucket of clean water so she can then scrub a massive hallway in order to save her own life doesn't quite feel like it's the same as giving up your name to the most evil villain on the continent to save Lucian's life. Like, maybe if she had washed the floor herself.
Can't she just be like,
yes, or used her magic to clean the floors, I'd be more in agreement. But all she does is she's like, here, the water's clean now. Like, hop to. Like,
I wanted to get more, and I think we will, of Lucian's mom, because there has to be something that comes from
Helion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Allie, just you wait. Just you wait. Audio readers, Jamie and I are doing wide-eyed stares. And so Feyre cleans the hallway. The next day brings more housework. She's dragged to a bedroom and told to clean spilled lentils out of a fireplace. We've talked about how SJM seems to have a thing for Disney parallels. Yes, with the whole Beauty and the Beast retelling. And then last week we talked about how Feyre having to tell Tamlin she loves him is so similar to Prince Eric having to tell Ariel that he loves her in The Little Mermaid. And now with Feyre literally covered in soot in a fireplace picking out lentils, it's Cinderella.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
She just needs, like, helper mice.
Yes. So now I'm on Disney watch for the rest of the series.
Yes.
Like, where are the rest of them?
And Amarantha is the, like, evil stepmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are we getting a flying carpet? Hours pass, and still Feyre works in the fireplace, terrified of when the occupant of the room will return. When just that happens, the door opens and darkness enters. Quote, as wonderful as it is to see you, Feyre darling, do I want to know why you're digging through my fireplace? Is this our first Feyre darling?
Mm-hmm.
I think it is.
Is it?
Because there wasn't at Calanmai, it wasn't in the spring court, in the where she's glamored. He doesn't really talk to her like when they're in the main ballroom, and then when he comes in and they're bargaining, he doesn't call her Feyre darling, I don't believe. So I think this is our first Feyre darling.
I don't want to wreck it, but
Ooh la la! Feyre is in the bedroom of the High Lord of the Night Court. She tells Rhysand of her task, and he seems amused. That tracks, saying that it appears Amarantha thinks he will enjoy toying with her. Feyre retorts that perhaps it's a test for Rhysand, given Amarantha didn't seem pleased when she realized he had bet on her at the trial. Point Feyre.
her wily little minx.
Also, interesting that she was able to put it together that Rhys was the one to bet on her during her first trial. Can you remember if he explains this or speaks to this in chapter 54, like why he bet on her?
I don't think so.
Allie, do you remember? I think he does talk about it, but I can't remember. Like, it's a pretty big risk, and obviously Amarantha's pissed.
I have a struggle with this money thing under the mountain. Like, where are they getting money from? What do they need it for? Like, they're all suffering in like this depraved environment. And they're like, oh yeah, let's place bets. I'm like, for what?
Can't escape capitalism, folks. It's everywhere. Rhys tells her, quote, Amarantha plays her games and I play mine. It seems like Feyre realizes she's won this round, and with that little seed of confidence, she asks Rhysand how it is that he still has such powers, thinking of how he was able to grip her mind at the spring court with seemingly no effort whatsoever. Rhys tells her that he has had most of his powers taken, and that what he has left is just a fraction of what he typically is in possession of. We also learn that all of the High Lords can turn into a beast if they so choose, as Rhys lets her see a partial transformation, where he turns his hands and feet into talons and spreads his membranous wings. Am I misremembering, or doesn't Rhys keep his wings hidden from like almost everyone?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that he then chooses to show Feyre here.
Isn't it? With his feelings bubbling.
I know feelings are bubbling, but like Rhys is smart and he doesn't yet know for sure that they're mates. The bond hasn't snapped into place. But it's like he can't help himself but be vulnerable with her. I also think it's interesting he talks about how like he doesn't love being in that form, and Tamlin like loves it. Like when Tamlin feels insecure, he goes to beast mode. And Rhys, like in the entire book series, he only takes that form once. Right?
I don't even remember him taking a full like animal form.
He does in Career's Alley at the end of Wings and Ruin in the giant battle with Hybern.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
You're right.
You're good, Al. Feyre, further emboldened, asks if he knows the answer to the riddle. She's just like, well, I'm on a roll, so. And he tells her that even if he did know, Amarantha has ordered everyone not to help her.
Also, how can he not know?
I mean,
The whole court is probably like, come on.
it's love, Feyre.
Starts with an L and ends with a O. Love. Ov. Ends with an Ov. Love.
Oh.
Love. Of. Starts with an L, ends with an O. This is why I didn't know what it was from the beginning. I'm Feyre in this moment.
Starts with an L. Ends with an Ov. There's love.
No, that'd still be right. Maybe she has an accent.
Love. You just committed to that. You're just looking at me. You're like, love.
I was sounding it out in my head and it just came out wrong. Okay, exercise. Get a grip over there.
It's making me feel better. Love. I love that. I also want that on a loaf of bread. Rhys snaps his fingers. Oh wait, my hair's on my mic. Rhys snaps his fingers and suddenly all of the dirt and soot is gone from her and the fireplace is spotless. His door opens and her guards come in the room. He tells them that she's completed her task, but as they go to grab her to drag her back to her cell, he stops them and his voice is a caress as he tells them no more tasks, don't touch her, and if they do, they're to stab themselves in the stomach. Feyre watches in transfixed fascination as their eyes glaze over and their mouths hang slack, and instead of grabbing for her, they merely beckon. As she walks out the door, Rhys's voice trails after her. You're welcome.
Oh, I love that his voice is like a caress.
Like all the words that are used throughout those 3 chapters, I was clocking them. There is graceful, stunning, beautiful, like, but it's all with like his graceful power and his like stunning wings. Like she describes when she sees his wings that she wants to paint them. Like his also every time I read about the membranous,
Icky to me.
yes, all I can think of is like a dick.
That is not what comes to my mind.
I was thinking like translucent,
Yeah.
like
I was
like
thinking
a
of like the
Yeah.
veins.
membranous though means like porous or like
Doesn't it mean like where you can see kind of like the veins coming through, like a membrane?
Yeah.
Yes. Allie's like, no,
I
not
don't
thinking.
like this.
Allie, this is what you signed up for when you agreed to help do
Not
social
aligned.
media.
We are not in alignment of the membranous
I
wings.
think of the dragon hatching from the egg in Harry Potter, and its wings come out.
I
and
just
they're
feel
it
like
has
that
the membrane.
word, membranous, it just is like, it makes
That-
me think of like veiny, like a bat's wings, and you can
getting
see
too much
like
information.
A bat's wing is
you can see all the like if you shine like light through them, you can see all the veins.
right because they're like translucent. Like a membrane is translucent.
Yeah, but I'm thinking
A
of
dick
like
is not translucent.
no, but like the
I mean-
veins on a dick.
I don't like this.
Moving on.
So upset.
Oh, it's me.
It is you now.
Chapter 39. Things are getting a little complicated and a lot more sexy. Feyre's still stuck under the mountain, but with one trial down, she only has to survive 2 more of Amarantha's Twisted Hunger Games.
Ooh, you also thought Hunger Games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did.
absolutely.
for sure. With Lucian busy working overtime to make excuses for Tamlin, one of her only allies is the most confusing man alive, RHYSAND.
Also the most beautiful.
He's charming, he's cruel, he's clearly up to something, and yet we're all a little feral about it. Now, her new nightly routine involves RHYSAND, fairy wine, and a very sheer wardrobe situation.
Oh my god, this dress.
It's less fairy tale and more Fae fever dream.
Uh-huh.
Let's take a closer look at the wine and the paint, because, babes, RHYSAND's methods are questionable.
Mm.
The paint isn't random, head to toe in swirling patterns of silver and blue. It's not decorative, though. It's strategy. RHYSAND paints her so that Amarantha and everyone else can see that he's touched her, but he hasn't taken her.
Mm-hmm.
Does it piss Tamlin off? We can assume yes. But it's a visual alibi, proof that she's being used but not violated.
Mm.
Disturbing? Yes. Brilliant? Also yes. And that gauzy dress.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, babes, it is barely there. It's less fabric, more suggestion. This is giving Night Court on the Throne vibes.
Oh,
in the
yes,
next
it
book.
is.
Yeah, and I'm here for it.
Have you seen the fan art of this dress?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It
it
is.
is.
I'm scandalized.
Scandalous.
Yeah.
That is the only word for it, is scandalous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all of it except her bare bum. In the first description, as I'm reading this, it's like, but her butt is like, it's completely sheer in the back, and I'm like,
just her bum.
that's an interesting design choice.
Yeah.
But hey, who am I to judge Project Runway Under the Mountain edition?
No, absolutely not.
The fairy wine keeps Feyre blissfully unaware, spinning and smiling through Amarantha's court like a puppet on strings. But here's the thing. RHYSAND isn't just doing it to humiliate her. He's protecting her in his own morally ambiguous way. The wine dulls her senses, but keeps her from reacting to Amarantha's cruelty or Tamlin's apathy. It's a cover, one she needs, but in true you're not the boss of me fashion, Feyre's nausea in the morning makes her furious. Question, how do you feel about this involuntary stupor every single night? And the first time she drinks, was he forcing her? Quote, my traitorous fingers latched onto the goblet.
Okay, so I feel not good about the drinking. And I also think, yes, he forced her.
Okay, so did I. I
Yeah.
thought he forced her at that point too, because
Mhm.
like her body's betraying what her
Her.
mind wants.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. No, I think like Under the Mountain Reese, he might be my favorite Reese, but he is also definitely the most morally gray version of himself.
Bordering on like bad.
Yeah, bordering on bad, absolutely. And it lends itself well to that we're really bought in that he is a villain, even if we're like a bit intrigued and can understand that there's more than meets the eye. But yes, also like we give Tamlin a lot of shit about like making choices for Feyre. This is Reese like
Literally controlling her.
literally controlling her. Yeah, it's that's interesting on a reread.
I feel like on a reread I like Reese more.
Stop, Jamie. I'm calling your therapist.
Also, how relatable was Lucian's next visit in the morning? Like when you wake up and you probably did a few things you regret, like when you were drunk, but literally have no idea what happened the night before.
Yes. Literally.
Like, he's like her bestie for sure. He's
Yeah.
like, do you remember last night what you did? And she's like, no.
No.
What?
Do I
And
want?
he's like,
Do I want to
well,
know?
it was interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucian, we need more Lucian.
100%.
And-
Yes.
One time I had a Shrek party and I was all green and I had red spray paint in my hair. I got so drunk and then I walked home. And then I got home.
Always a good choice.
I got home and next thing I remember, I woke up on my bed. I was completely showered in a towel. And I was like, go drunk alley. Like, good girl. I
Yes.
washed my face. I was like, going to my bathroom. There's like a green handprint on the wall. Like where I like tried to turn the light off.
Stop.
It's like red on the shower curtain. I was like, oh yeah.
So close, but so far.
Shoot.
And then I have like a memory of me like sitting in the tub at like 2 a.m. with the shower going, and I'm like, don't throw up.
Don't throw up.
Yeah.
Except you kind of want to throw up
yeah.
to like,
I know, because
yes.
you feel better.
Yes.
Mm.
100%. Okay, but what about the talk about the bargain and how Lucian is hella pissed that Feyre made it?
Damn it, Feyre.
Literally.
Oh. I mean, like, one turn after another, Feyre is just like, everything that Alice said to her, she's like, oh yeah, I remember, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
But I'm gonna do it anyways.
Because you're not the boss.
You're not the boss of me. Also, though, I don't blame Feyre.
No, she is saving her own life.
Her
Girl's gotta
again,
do what she gotta
her
do.
life and everyone else's.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not a bit mean to her. They're like quite mean. Yeah, like reading this again, we talked about this last time, but the comments about like, you stupid, ignorant, useless, weak, and it's just like, oh my god,
I
like,
don't see any of you doing anything.
yeah, that's right. Feyre's
Yeah.
like, well, here I am. At least
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I showed up.
Yeah.
Give me some points.
Yeah, she gets the participation trophy.
Oh boy. Poor Feyre. Feyre and Rhys's interactions in this chapter are pure tension.
Mhm.
Every glance, every word between them is charged enough to light up the entire night court sky. It's the kind of slow burn chemistry that feels dangerous in all the best ways. You can tell that they're circling something powerful, and neither of them's ready to admit just how much they want to get burned.
Ooh, I love that.
When Rhysand kills the Summer Court Fae quickly, it's one of those blink and you'll miss it moments that says everything about him. On the surface, it's cold and ruthless, but look closer, babes. And you can see the mercy tucked between the violence.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is performing cruelty for Amaranth as applause, but Rhys, he's playing a different game. He's not about the kill, it's about controlling, doing what he must while saving someone from a slower, uglier death. The crack in his devil-may-care mask is a whisper that he may be the most dangerous High Lord in Perithian, but please note that his conscience is still intact. And let's be honest, nothing's sexier than a man who can be lethal and kind in the same heartbeat.
Agreed. Is this the moment where she says, like, melt his brain or whatever,
Yeah.
and instead he kills him, and then she's mad that
Yeah.
he just killed the...
She's like, I didn't say kill him, I just
Right.
wanted him like
make
a
scramblies
vegetable,
out of
basically.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make me some omelets.
Exactly. Yeah.
Feyre is starting to see that maybe there's more to Rhysand than the snark and smirks. Beneath the sarcasm and sharp edges, there's something else, a flicker of regret or maybe empathy.
Mm.
He's helping her survive, and it's not just for his amusement. There's a method to his madness, or maybe a heart beneath all that dreamy darkness. Every time his eyes linger on her too long, every time he hesitates before handing her another drink, it's a reminder to the reader that it isn't simple.
Mm.
Feyre's not sure what to make of it yet, but something deep inside her recognizes the truth. Not all monsters are what they seem. Rhys is so good, and we've talked about this, at playing the hero and the villain at the same time.
Mm.
And I guess we kind of touched on this earlier, but at what point did you suspect that his protection was starting to look a lot like falling for Feyre?
Yeah, I think it was it was interesting to me when I'm trying to remember when she's fighting the worm, and then he's like kind of like commenting from above, and he looks like almost proud of her that she's like being so clever. But then in the moment when he wants to see her arm, and it's described as like he says it quietly, and there's that like tension, and I'm like, ooh, he cares. That was the moment. What about for you?
I think probably the same, like when he
Yeah.
fixes her arm and like won't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
Which is funny because we both just said that was like very disturbing
When he
like
twists
physically
the
assaults her.
bone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's
But
wrong with us. We're like, it's
one of many things.
It's love.
Meanwhile, Tamlin,
Ugh.
our once brooding High Lord, is now a literal statue of repression. He just sits there.
He sits. Tamlin sits.
Silent and motionless while Feyre suffers. No emotion, no rebellion, no anything. It's infuriating. Feyre's bleeding, fighting, breaking herself for love, and he's staring blankly from the sidelines like a decorative prop. The question isn't why he won't act, it's how can he bear not to? And maybe that's the point. Amarantha's not just testing Feyre's endurance, she's testing Tamlin's restraint. Every second of his stillness is agony, but to Feyre, it feels like abandonment. So I kind of like, and I get into this a little bit later, so I won't say now, I do start to feel like a bit bad for Tamlin.
Yep.
Not that bad, but a little. While everyone thus far has seen Feyre as something fragile to be used or saved, Rhys sees what she truly is, a savior with claws of her own. And back to your point about him being like proud of her. I love that. And betting on her.
Yep.
Tamlin wants to shield her. Rhys wants to set her free. Tamlin sees a girl who needs saving. Rhys sees a woman who might just save herself. And in that difference, everything starts to shift. Feyre may still be trapped under the mountain, but emotionally, she is shifting out of the spring court and falling deep into the shadows of night. Let us be enveloped. Chapter 40. This chapter is pure chaos, an emotional roller coaster that makes you cringe, gasp, and question your taste in fictional men.
Is this trial 2?
Not yet.
Oh, dang it.
It makes you mutter, oh no, but also, oh yes. The tension has reached about to combust levels. Between the trauma and the trials, the emotional tug-of-war that is RHYSAND, things are heating up for Feyre in more ways than one. It's official. Emotion is solution. Yes, that. But also
love.
Yes, also love. Oh. It's official. Lucid. I can't talk. It's official. Lucian is the emotional and physical punching bag of this book. Between Amarantha's twisted games, Tamlin's silence, and Feyre's chaos, our fiery fox boy can't catch a single break.
Oh my gosh, he's the punching bag in every book. I feel like.
Wait, maybe Lucian will also get a villain arc. I am buying into this that Elaine might get a...
No, I want him to be good.
I love Lucian too, but I'm just saying, if he is mated with Elaine, maybe there's something there. Because you're right, I'm reading this and I'm like, damn, Lucian.
His family hates him.
His family hates him.
Talon's like, let's fucking find Feyre.
Yes, yes.
In book 3, he gets assaulted.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Every
hell?
which... His maid is like, ew, gross.
Literally.
Like...
Poor Lucian.
Poor Lucian, but I'm just saying, from like a backstory perspective, if we just met Lucian and he tells us all this backstory and he's a villain, we'd be like, I mean,
Trash.
sure, yeah, I get it.
He's the guy who always seems to be one crisis away from a nap and a new therapist.
Listen, like, oh, Lucian, I'm so sorry.
Since Feyre has failed to solve the riddle, like, come on, girl, put it together. We are into Feyre's second trial. This one preys on one of her biggest insecurities, her illiteracy. Because nothing says psychological warfare like forcing someone to read when they literally can't.
No, so mean.
I know. I kind of love her. Amarantha's like,
Amarantha's such a mean girl.
Yeah,
she is Regina George.
Yes.
Like,
Times 1,000. She stares hopelessly at the question scrawled in front of her, and Amarantha's just sitting there like the world's worst game show host. It's cruel, it's tense, and honestly, it's a masterclass in anxiety. The whole setup is brutal, and it's one of the scenes that made my palms sweat just reading it. And it raises the question, does Amarantha know that Feyre can't read?
I have wondered this myself, and I truly don't know.
Like, is it just cruel irony that she's like, here's a question for you, and Feyre's like, oh.
Okay, when does, and maybe you get to it, like, does, because Rhys kind of is like, let me help you. Like, so he realizes she can't read.
Yeah, but how does he know then at this point?
Or does he know, or is he just looking at her and being like, oh, she's freezing, she doesn't know what to do?
Right.
And so then he,
Maybe
but like,
that.
when does he later in this scene say like, oh, you can't read? Like, do they talk at all in this
They
chapter?
talk about it at the closer to the end of this book, because he talks about like, oh, when you come visit me, I'm going to make you learn how to read. And she's like, ah! She's pissed about it.
So I mean, Rhys,
He knows eventually, and I think he knows after this trial. That she can't
okay,
read.
so that's what clues him in. It's
I
the
think
trial.
Amarantha must know, because why else would she give her such an easy trial?
I can't remember the question. Well, we don't actually know the question, do
This
we?
is part of my thing. We need to keep going. I'm like, how pissed off are you that you don't know the question?
Okay.
RHYSAND's little hand tattoo trick turns out to be more than a decorative reminder of their bargain. It's basically their private hotline, allowing him to guide her through the impossible. It's intimate. It's infuriating. It's something. When Feyre finally pulls that third lever, it's the literary equivalent of holding your breath through an entire paragraph and then finally exhaling.
100%.
You can practically hear every reader whisper, please, 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 along with her. And when that lever gives and the spikes stop just shy of skewering her and Lucian, the fandom breathes a sigh of relief.
And so does Lucian.
Really? But really, they couldn't kill off our wily fox and hectic heroine just yet.
No.
It's not over yet. Enter RHYSAND, slipping into her mind. His message, stand tall. Don't let Amarantha see you break. It's simple, but it hits hard. Quote, don't let her see you cry. Put your hands at your sides and stand up. Stand. Don't give her the satisfaction of seeing you break. Why does this seem like it's been running through his own mind for the past 49 years?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, it makes my heart break.
Because I simply can't let it slide. Our High Lord also drops a casual good girl. We are collectively melting into the floorboards.
Oh, good girl.
My praise
I need a
kink is
minute.
like, ooh, hello.
This whole time, he seems to be telling her to behave in the same manner he has, cool indifference. He's not comforting her with promises or empty words. He's reminding her of her own strength. Rhys gives her the dignity of standing on her own. It's the quiet, intimate support that says more than any grand romantic gesture ever could. I love him. He's just like, you can do this. You're like, you're enough.
Yeah.
Where Tamlin's like, maybe you should get some help. Oh, you can't do this. We have to send you home.
I do love that moment when he goes, like, she's like shattering on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, is about to just totally break apart. And then, yeah, his voice coming in being like, don't do it. Stand up. Like, you've got this. And then, yes, of course.
He like commands her to stand.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good.
Later, when RHYSAND visits her cell, everything about the scene hums with tension. Feyre's broken, reeling, exhausted, and bleeding, and Rhys lets his mask slip. He's gentle in a way we haven't seen before. He's not like pulling her bones out this time. When he kneels before her,
Jamie's
can
favorite.
I get an amen? Removes her hands from her face and begins licking her tears away.
Oh, Jamie is ready.
It has arrived. I have been waiting 40 chapters for this scene, and I think it was even better on a reread. His tongue was hot against my skin, so startling I couldn't move as he licked away another path of salt water, and then another. My body went taut and loose all at once, and I burned even as chills shuddered along my limbs. Oh my high lord. We were not prepared. It's both shocking and tender, and it's not about lust here. Okay, well, not entirely. It's about connection, raw and unfiltered. It's messy and vulnerable. Feyre's inner conflict is slowly unraveling. RHYSAND's actions are chipping away at her black and white understanding of good and evil. She's beginning to see that power and morality don't always share a bed, and sometimes the hero is in disguise, and sometimes the supposed savior just sits there.
He sits.
He sits. By the end of this chapter, Feyre is physically exhausted and emotionally disoriented, but something has changed. A whisper of what if that will grow into one of the most iconic love stories in romantasy. Quote me now. Rhysand is no longer just her captor or savior. He's a question she can't stop asking and desperately wants to answer. Quote, "It took me a long while to realize that Rhysand, whether he knew it or not, had effectively kept me from shattering completely."
It's interesting. Like, again, she just can't help herself. Like, if any person tried to lick my tears away, I would be like, what the actual fuck are you trying to do? But it's him. And so she can't, even though she's like sad and upset and like he's kind of the bad guy.
And like, this is weird.
And this is weird. She's like, but I'm into it.
Yes.
But like, don't stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh. Chapter 41. Our girl is slowly losing hope, getting lost in the fairy wine every night, beating herself up about things that were not in her control, namely her illiteracy and mortal shortcomings.
I mean, Feyre, how could you?
Exactly. And begins resolving herself to the fact that she is never leaving this mountain alive.
Oof.
As Feyre is led to the dressing chamber by Rhysand's shadowy attendants, they pass a scene that's eerie, terrifying, and also informative. They have come upon the Adder, discussing Amarantha and the King of Hybern's plans with a pig-sounding fairy sent from Hybern itself. I like when they're describing this fairy that the Adder's talking to. I'm like,
what's
is this a
happening here?
joke? Why does Hybern have pig fairies? I do not understand.
I don't know.
And where are they in the war when they're fighting?
SJM might have been off one while she was writing this part.
Like it's a bit
It's jarring.
Yeah, it's
yes.
jarring.
You're like,
You're
wait, what?
what?
Yeah.
Because everything also under the mountain is like dark and kind of
Yeah.
sexy and like
Yeah.
But I guess he's not he's not under the mountain. I mean, he
Yeah,
is,
but then he
was
shows up like a cartoon character.
Yeah, it's like Looney Tunes meets under the mountain.
Like,
It's weird.
yes, I agree.
Okay. Days go by, and one night, upon returning to her cell, we readers get a moment of aching stillness that somehow feels more intimate to Feyre than any touch so far. Feyre lies broken and bruised in her cell, and the music begins. It's soft at first, a haunting melody that winds its way through the darkness, curling around her like starlight, and she feels it, not just in her ears, but in her bones. It's not a song for the court's amusement, it's for her. Do we know it is? As Feyre notes, moonlight on the water and a vast expanse of the starry sky. I mean, how can we not immediately be taken to Valaris?
Mm-hmm.
Every chord feels like a promise of something beyond the stone and blood of Amarantha's realm. It's freedom in sound, starlight turned to melody. Feyre doesn't know it yet, but we most definitely do. This music isn't random. It's Rhysand, sending her a fragment of the world that will one day be her home. The night hums through those notes, its wild beauty, its serenity, its pain, a violence of passion. Quote, "The pulse of the music was like hands that gently pushed me onward, pulling me higher, guiding me through the clouds. I'd never seen clouds like these. In their puffy sides, I could discern faces, fair and sorrowful." Pause. Do we think this is Rhysand thinking about the House of Wind and the Inner Circle? These faces that are fair and sorrowful, like they miss, like he,
yes,
in his mind, they would miss him.
Yep.
I was like,
I didn't clock that, but I think you're right.
I was like dying. It was so sad to me.
Yeah.
The music doesn't heal her body, but it soothes something deeper, a constant coil of fear and self-loathing. Quote, "It was music to worship, music to fill in the gaps of my soul, to bring me to a place where there was no pain." For the first time in so long, Feyre remembers what beauty feels like. It's sensual without being physical, but the feeling for Feyre is visceral. The music filtered through my memories, binding them together, making them into a quilt that wrapped around me, that warmed my bones. The fact that Rhysand is the one to give this to her, devastatingly romantic, while everyone else watches her crumble, he's the only one who offers her a piece of peace, a reminder that she's still more than her suffering.
I want to pause. I just want to note that this is such a common theme with SJM's characters is the arts, really. Like her FMCs so frequently have some type of artistic passion. So for Feyre, it's art. For Nesta, it's dance. Elaine is gardening. Kalena, Aelin is music.
Oh yeah, she loves music and like the
loves
theater.
Music.
Yep.
Yep, she does. I'm trying to think with Bryce. Bryce just likes to party, but like, no, I'm sure. Bryce, it's been a while since I've read Crescent City. It just is an interesting, right? No, truly. It's an interesting, thing that she incorporates into all of her FMCs is like, they might be these badass, like, heroines, but there's also always this side that like acts as the thing that saves them or pulls them back from the brink, and it's the arts, which I think is kind of lovely.
Agreed. The last little breadcrumb SJM drops in this chapter is the references to the House of Wind, as I just said. Quote, "A palace in the sky, a hall of alabaster and moonstone, where all that was lovely and kind and fantastic dwelled in peace. I wept to be so close to that palace, wept from the need to be there. Everything I wanted was there. The one I loved was there." She goes on to talk about Tamlin, but rereading this, we all know who she was referencing in this stretch. This chapter is so incredibly well written and beautiful. We are transported to that cell with Feyre, feeling her grief and eventually her hope. Beneath Rhys's sly grin and sly commentary, he is not just power and shadows, but gentleness, hurt, and hope. Feyre doesn't understand it yet, but I think that this song and dream are the first whispers of the bond that will one day change everything.
Yep.
Because, babes, when a man doesn't just touch your body but your spirit, that's not just love, that's destiny. We're done. Now it's time for hot takes, theories, and thirsts. And this stretch of chapters has been dark, dangerous, and dripping in tension. It's peak emotional turmoil meets sexual tension meets psychological warfare, aka Sarah J. Maas's signature recipe for obsession.
A little dash of this, a sprinkle of that.
Yeah, exactly. She's her recipe for success. First off, how infuriating is it that we never know what this question in Trial 2 was?
I forgot about it until you were reading your section, and then I was like, oh, and then what's the question? And then it's like, we don't know what it was. I'm desperate to know. Do you think we'll find out in future books?
No. I don't think it has any relevance now.
But maybe it could.
Maybe.
Also, the riddle I felt like was maybe one of the, and I love this book and I love SJM, but maybe one of the dumbest parts of this book until when Feyre is trying to pick, because she has no idea, she can't read any of it, until she's trying to pick which lever to pull, and she goes, two. Two is like me and Tamlin, two people. And I was just like, no. Like, so bad.
Yeah.
I'm actually...
It was a bit cringy.
So cringy.
Grace is in her mind probably like, this dumb fucking.
Oh,
Are you kidding?
like,
Mad.
I would say that it's actually so bad that I'm shocked her, like, SJM's
Her
editors like didn't be like, girl, we better than this.
Here.
Oh, rough. Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Second.
And
Furthermore, can we all agree that RHYSAND is out here redefining morally gray?
Oh,
One
yeah,
minute
yeah.
he's the villain in a velvet coat, the next he's here saving Feyre's life with nothing but a whisper and a wink and some very well-placed tattoos and body paint. The man is either chaos incarnate or the best strategist in Perithium. Spoiler alert, he's most definitely both. Either way, he's just as dreamy. Using body paint to turn Feyre into literal art as a way to protect her, it's a bit ironic. But if I put myself in Feyre's shoes, the only request I'd be making is that Rhys has to do the painting himself.
I never thought about that. Like, it is ironic because she's an artist and he turns her into the art. Oh.
That sneaky little RHYSAND.
Okay, we've talked about Tamlin's sitting, but what about Tamlin's silence? Is it fear, pride, emotional cowardice? The man is in the same room as his lover, being paraded half naked, and his big move is averting his eyes and blinking quietly. Like, I get it. Amaranth's power is terrifying for sure. And I'm sure in his mind he's protecting Feyre. But watching Rhys actually step up and do something makes him seem like, let's just call a spade, a little bit pathetic.
More than a little bit pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
But is Tamlin at a disadvantage given he isn't Damati? Like, how could Tamlin help Feyre here? In the trial, for instance. Like,
look,
he can't do that.
I'm not a High Lord. I'm not going to figure it out. Rhys found a way. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
But I feel like because he's Damati. Or was it because of the bargain? Because it's the bargain that makes her hand burn, like the eye tattoo.
Yes.
Not that he's Damati. So, like, she figures it out not because he tells her, but because she feels
disagree.
the third one not burning.
He has power over the eye, though.
Yeah, but he doesn't, like, in her mind, she's not hearing, like, pick
No,
three.
but
she chooses it because it doesn't burn.
Yeah.
Because he makes it burn or not burn.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but he's still not telling her the answer.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, he is and he isn't.
Yeah.
All right. Let's split hairs. There's an interesting throwaway line in chapter 41, quote, "Thinking of Tamlin made everything worse." I mean, girl, for you and me both. What do you make of this? Is it because she feels defeated because she can't save him? And so, like, she feels worse about herself? Or is it because he has done and continues to do nothing? And so she feels, like, worse? You know, like, does she feel bad because of him?
Right.
Or does she feel bad for not being able to do something for him?
I'd say like 60% one, 40% the other. I think it's both. Like, I think she mostly feels like she's blaming herself because she always is hardest on herself.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just because she notices and she speaks about it a few times, I think that, like, she's clocking that he's not doing something. And it's perplexing, to say the least.
And you did mention it in yours, how it's like Rhys pointing out, like, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Like, your bro is not cool.
Well, and like, I truly do love when he's like, are you worried about what Tamlin's gonna think of the tattoo? Like, really? That's what you're stressing about right now? What does that say, I wonder? Like,
She's like, I don't know.
She's like, I don't know, but my boyfriend's gonna be mad at me.
And then the tear licking.
Oy, oy, oy.
The tear licking. The tear licking. That moment has no business being as devastatingly erotic as it was. I'm sorry, but I just can't.
I agree. If someone was like, Jessica, write a scene where someone licks tears off their face and it's like deeply erotic, I'd be like, did you stutter? Like, sorry, come again?
He's seeing her pain, literally tasting it. And there's this sense that he's taking it from her, taking away her suffering. It won't be hers alone anymore. Rhysand. Is it a little feral? Oh, yeah. Is it oddly beautiful? Also, yes. And listen, I will die on this hill that this scene lives rent-free in my brain, equal parts tender and unhinged. It's the kind of intimacy that ruins you for real life, and I loved every salty, sweet, deranged second of it.
I know you did, as we've heard every episode.
If Will
The
was
tear
like,
licking.
come here, I'm going to lick your tears, I'd be like,
This is what I mean. Like,
seems odd.
in real life, it's like, why? Like, why? But the way that she writes it, you're like, yeah, do it.
Yeah. It's like, in theory, it should be like a horrible bad kiss.
Yeah.
Like where a guy is like licking your face and you're like, whoa.
Oh, wow.
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 Keep it to yourself, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not here.
No. That's a wrap, babes. Thanks for being part of our book-loving, chaos-craving court. Now go forth. Reread your favorite smut scenes like it's life-saving research.
I know I will. We want to hear from you as we continue to build this little corner of our world and fall in love as we dive into fantastical worlds, fabulous folklore, and fine males and men. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe on YouTube at A Court of Books and Babes Pod. And please take 5 minutes to rate and review our podcast on Apple or Spotify and share it with all the babes in your life.
Until next time, stay bookish, babes.